Hi, I'm Britt Daniel, neurologist from Dallas, and I wanted to talk about the book I wrote on Transient Global Amnesia and to give readers a little background on how that happened. It first started because I wrote a big book on Migraine. It's here now in a print version, an ebook version. It's called Migraine. That was a pretty involved book. It took several years and has about 400 pages with 904 references. And the thing I kept running into writing that book was articles written about association between migraine and transient global amnesia, which really fascinated me. So when I finished the migraine book, I was all wired up for writing at that time. So I kept working and researching on transient global amnesia, and I wrote that book. I'll show it to you. It looks like this. It has a picture of Gauguin on the front with a questioning look. And the reason I put that there was because I have a questioning idea or thought about transient global amnesia, which is what causes it, because nobody in the world really knows what causes it, and that's a great mystery in neurology. I've been various series, but the closest association with any kind of medical condition for transient global amnesia was with migraine. So instead of putting one of these small MRI scans of the hippocampus that shows a little dot there, just like the studies show with transient global amnesia on the front cover, although I have a bunch of those pictures in the chapter on MRI scans in the book, I decided to use a picture of Gauguin. It just seemed to fit for me. Now I want to read to you and show you something about the table of contents and what's covered in this book. So it has 10 chapters, and first is on history and clinical description of the syndrome. Then I have chapters on EEG, the MEG, CAT scan, SPECT scan, PET scan, sonography. And chapter 6 is really the meat of this book, which has pictures and discussion on MRI scan findings, which are the main hot, interesting things that got me want to write the book anyway. So where did transient global amnesia come from? It was first written about by Maurice Bender, who was a professor of neurology in New York. And he gave the first modern description of the spontaneous attack of transient global amnesia, writing in 1956 in the Journal of Hillside Hospital, an account, which I'm just quoting, the name of it is Syndrome of Isolated Episode of Confusion with Amnesia. And Dr. Bender described 12 patients he'd seen for a single brief period of defective memory and confusion with a complete retrograde amnesia. And that was the start of the whole unrevelation of articles in America. Now, the usual attack of transient global amnesia lasts about 6 hours. By definition, it has to last than 24 hours. And it has a lot of excluding things it shouldn't have, like the neurologic exam should be normal, and there shouldn't be a brain tumor or a stroke or things like that. And currently, the treatment is really nothing, although we see the patient doesn't have epilepsy or high blood pressure or risk of cardiovascular disease, period. So, thanks a lot. Hope you look at the book and see if you enjoy it. It's the only book written in American literature on the subject now, and I enjoyed talking to you.